Hey guys, welcome to another video on the BMW M140. Today's video is going to be about the running costs of this car. Now, this is going to change because of different factors such as my life compared to yours if you have an M140. So I'm just basing this video on my lifestyle completely, but I will give you a general idea of what it is like to run this car in terms of fuel, in terms of servicing, in terms of tyres, in terms of road tax, insurance, all that good stuff. But yeah, let's get straight into the video. So guys, this car here, as we know, is a 3-litre straight 6 engine, and we all know that's a recipe for a thirsty engine. So the first thing obviously to run this car is going to be about fuel. So the car's pushing now, from BMW, claimed 340 brake horsepower, but there will be another video up later this month showing what my car produced on the dyno. But anyway, the MPG of this car, BMW claim you'll get about 36 to 37 combined MPG, miles per gallon, in this car, with a mixture between town, a bit of A roads and a bit of motorway. To be honest with you, I don't really see that unless you're going on a straight road like downhill in Eco Pro. So what I've actually been getting in this car, now I do a lot of city driving, so I wake up at 9 o'clock, go to work, bit of traffic, stuck in traffic for half an hour, stop start, first, second gear, I may be able to get up to 40 miles an hour for about a minute or so and then stop again, and it's about 5 miles from work, from my house, so the car really doesn't have time to warm up, I suppose. And as we'll see now, right, so guys, jumping into the MPG of this car, the total amount since I've owned this car, which I've done 3,000 miles on my own sort of driving experience, I've averaged 18.1 and done an average of 16.3 miles an hour, so 18 MPG. Obviously your trick computer just resets every time you start the car. I can see I've been in the car 10 minutes and I haven't done anything, so but yeah, let's talk about that now. So yeah, that's my MPG over the time that I've had the car. Like I said, I can't speak for everyone because I know some people that get 24, 25 on average on the M140. They're a lot more efficient than the M135i's, from what I've heard anyway. I haven't personally owned a 135i, but yeah, this is a lot better than my other car, to be honest with you. I had a Scirocco R, which was a 2-litre turbo, which was pushing 280 brake horsepower before I had it mapped, and that used to average about 17 on the same run, so it's slightly better, but for a 3-litre car pushing over 350 brake horsepower, it's acceptable. So the next thing to worry about is tyres. Now, when you build a car, you get an option of run flat tyres from Bridgestone, which ruin the ride. The grip's not very good, especially in the wet, and then yeah, they're just not very good. You also get a choice of the Michelin Pilot Super Sports, which are very, very good grippy tyres. These cars do have the run flat, so for each tyre, because it's an 18-inch wheel on 245/35, they are looking, well, you're looking at £160 for the Bridgestone tyres each. That's each tyre. So for a corner, you know, it's very, very expensive. The normal standard tyres are slightly less. You're looking about 130 to 160 depending on the manufacturer without the run flat. So tyres, I do need the backs replacing, so they're going to set me back, you know, 300 or 320 pounds. So tyres is quite expensive on this car, especially if you're running the run flats, which I don't really recommend because they ruin the ride and they're not very grippy. So I will be changing all 4 to normal Michelins or some Goodyears, which I ran on my Scirocco, which are very, very good tyres. The next thing you want to worry about is insurance. Now, insurance on this car, for me, I'm 20, well, just coming up to 24 years old now, and for me, I've had no accidents, no points, nothing like that. I think I got 5 years no claims bonus. So for me, it was £1,300 for the year on this car. Now, my Scirocco R, which was this 2-litre car, I won't say similar power, but that was £700 to insure. So it's quite a step up, and the £1,300 on this car that I'm insured now for the year, that was with some haggling because I was getting quoted over £2,000 to start with. So that's quite scary for a young driver, but you'd expect that in a car like this. I think it's like group insurance near 40 in the UK, so that plays a big part. So insurance for me is £1,300, which I think that's quite acceptable for my age and for what the car is. So the next thing is servicing. So servicing on the car, the BMW intervals on this car is 18,000 miles or every 2 years, but it's condition-based driving. So what that means is it doesn't always set to 18,000 miles and you have to get the car, you know, serviced. I've done 11,000 miles and my car already says it needs a service, because what it does is it bases it on the condition of your driving. So if you're in town a lot, driving at 10 miles an hour, changing first, second, third gear, then obviously, you know, it thinks you need an oil a lot sooner than if you are on the motorway up and down, not blasting it. If you rag your car around in Sport Plus mode everywhere, then obviously you're going to have a service interval a lot sooner. The service pricing on this car for the first year, which is just a simple oil change, filter, and yeah, just a check of the car, you're looking about £200 to £240 depending on the main dealer. Obviously you can get that cheaper if you go to a specialist, but I'm going from a main dealer because, you know, for service history on the car and everything like that, you're looking about £200 to £240. And to be fair with you, my car needs it doing in approximately 1,700 miles, it says, as this video is going out. So that'll be looking forward to. So I got tyres and I got servicing this month, so that's going to be quite expensive. But yeah, servicing on this car compared to my last car, which again was a VW Scirocco. I'm comparing this car because the Golf R, the Scirocco are similar cars. You could even say the S3 as well. So it sits in that hot hatch price point, and that for a first year service was £160, which is quite, you know, it's not a lot more expensive for this car, but it's considerable. So the next thing I want to talk about on the running costs of the car is general maintenance on the car, so brake pads, things like that. Now the brake pads, I've done, like I said, 11,000 miles, and the rear brake pads I think need doing in about 4,000 miles. So brake pads, you can be looking around the £120 to £180 mark. Again, that includes labour fitting, obviously. I know you can get the pads for a lot cheaper, and if you want to do it yourself, that's obviously the case, but again, I'm talking from a main dealer, so the pads are very expensive for this car, actually, because my Scirocco was very, very cheap. I think it was like under 100 quid or something like that. I could be wrong, correct me if I could be wrong on that point. But the next thing is going to be about tax. Now tax for this car here was £180. Yeah, £180 for this car, which again is cheaper than my last car, which was a 2 litre. So this car is more CO2 friendly than a 2 litre petrol car, which is quite bizarre. But anyway, yeah, it's £180, and that was for the year, obviously. But that's the general costing of the car in terms of actually using it on a daily basis. This can change for a lot of people, because some people could be driving 50 miles a day to work, and obviously that's going to save you a lot more in fuel. But this is my lifestyle, so if you are working, say 5 or 10 minutes away from your house, you do a lot of stop-start traffic, and you know, you're going to be looking around 20 miles per gallon, let's be honest with you. Tyres, like I said, these Bridgestones have lasted about 12,000 miles. I know the Michelins can last up to 20,000 miles, which is insane, but it depends on how you drive the car. If you drive it in Sport Plus with the traction off, you're going to be lining up the tyres, you're going to have a bit of fun. But yeah, that's just the general cost, and obviously insurance, like I said at the start of the video, is going to be depending on different people and different lifestyles. Obviously I can't change that for everyone, and can't say this is exactly what it's going to be for everyone 23 years old. But yeah, tell me what you guys think. Tell me if you enjoyed this type of video, which is like a serious one-to-one video on the car. The next video, I'm going to be trying doing top 5 things I love about the car, or 5 things I love about the car, I should say. And if you enjoy that, then I'm going to be doing my car when it went down to the dyno, which was RS tuning in Leeds. So I'll be doing a video on that. It's actually, so yeah, that'll be quite interesting to do. So let me know what you guys think. Leave a like on the video, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.